It's the first match in charge for Jack Collison as head coach of Atlanta United 2, and it's a stern test out of the blocks. Louisville City comes to Kennesaw. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus next. Time for some Sunday evening action at the Fraction. It is the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Thanks for accessing us however you are doing so. It is Atlanta United 2. Their homestand continues. 2s across the board so far, wins, losses, and draws. Louisville City visits. It's their first visit to anybody this season, coming in with a record of 2-1-1. Alongside Jason Longshore, I'm John Nelson. Thanks for accessing us however you are doing so. And Jason, this one means a lot early in the season.
Central Division table, Atlanta United 2 is in fourth place above the playoff line. Louisville City is on the outside looking in. That's not what Louisville City is used to. It's been a little bit different kind of a year so far. This is a big early season matchup. The second time out of 4 times these two will play this year.
And I know that you wanted to focus on one of the possible matchups that could happen tonight. Let's start with the visitors at number 36.
The veteran Paulo Del Piccolo is 6th year with Louisville City. 2 goals on the year, 2 goals against Atlanta United, 2 on the year. He's so good in the air that when he gets in front of Chris Allen and heads it home, Del Piccolo has been a mainstay with Louisville City. He will be a problem on set pieces and in the run of play tonight.
You mentioned Chris Allen, so let's go ahead and focus on Chris Allen, someone who has played and started in every match this season.
I'm sure Chris Allen has watched that goal from Del Piccolo back multiple times. He's going to have to deal with him in the run of play and potentially on those set pieces. But Allen has been critical in Atlanta United 2's midfield. 5 long balls per game. He opens the field up to hit those long diagonals to tonight Connor Stanley and David Mejia. But he's also winning 2.5 tackles per game, so he can get stuck in and break up the play when he needs to.
That's your early look at Lou City and Atlanta United 2. Big Central Division matchup coming up around the corner. Stick and stay. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Back to Kennesaw in just a little bit.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truest, together for better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truest, together for better.
There are never enough hours in the day, so you can't let sniffles, strep, or aches and pains slow you down. But finding great healthcare that fits your schedule can be tricky. With Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens, you can get great same-day care right around the corner. There are 27 locations and counting, all with extended hours and most open 7 days a week. You can book an appointment online to get in, out, and on your way. Visit Piedmont.org/quickcare now to learn more. Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. One stop to better.
Welcome back to Fifth Third Bank Stadium, and we take a pause for the national anthem. The national anthem from the Proving Ground as we get you ready for Atlanta United 2 and Louisville City FC. Let's take a look at the starting 11s, and we'll start things off by looking at the visitors. First thing you notice, no Cameron Lancaster tonight.
No Cameron Lancaster tonight. Also, neither of the typical left backs. Expecting Napo Masoso to fill in at left back, but keep an eye on Sean Tosh and Alexi Suahi, two of the leaders in the league in passes per game. Louisville City over 60% of the possession. It starts with numbers 3 and 4 in the back.
Up top, Kyle Gregg has paid instant dividends with his time in just a handful of matches that he's been a part of Louisville City. Let's take a look at Atlanta United 2. What do you see here with the starting 11 that they've trotted out tonight?
Caleb Wiley back in at left back, the young academy player, really improving every match we see him. Aiden McFadden, one of the leading scorers in the league, playing at right back, but he can move up to right wing. He can also get involved from the right back position as well.
Short bench for Atlanta United 2 tonight, so that could come into play at some point later in the match as well. There's your interim head coach for Louisville City, Danny Cruz.
Danny Cruz in a similar situation to Jack Collison, a veteran of Major League Soccer, 137 MLS appearances. He spent 3 years as an assistant with Lou City before getting the opportunity earlier this season.
We talked about Jack Collison and his first match for Atlanta United 2, named head coach on June the 3rd. There's the man in the middle, Chris Ruska tonight. Your AR1, Jeremy Smith. AR2, Ben Regal. Madzid Koric is your fourth official.
20 professional matches for Ruska. And we're underway. Doesn't throw a lot of cards, 4 yellows per game. He's only given 1 red in his career.
Atlanta United 2 in their dark outfits. As you view here in the first 45, they're going from right to left. Louisville City in their hoops outfits, in the purple hoops with the white underneath. They'll be going from left to right as you're watching. David Mejia trying to get around. First touch for Caleb Wiley. Back and forth with Chris Allen. We'll get out of traffic and bring it all the way back to Bradley Camden Feo. A lot of work by the Stripes in a very short space. Draws Louisville City back out. Allen sends it back into Mejia. McMahon is on him. And Mejia will work his way back to Camden Feo. We'll try it again.
Two teams among the leaders in the USL Championship in possession. In the first meeting between these two up in Louisville in week 1, it was Lou City who had 60% of the ball. Atlanta United 2 played well, but had to find a different way to play. Very curious to see who wins the possession battle tonight.
We also saw in the starting 11 for Lou City, it is the return of Brian Ownby after his 2-match suspension, after what he did in their first match against Birmingham Legion, the 1-1 draw.
Ownby's always a dangerous player on the ball. He can score some world-class goals and also set plays up like this one.
Just a little ahead of Antoine Opano, picked up by Alacan. Alacan had 1 other appearance so far for the Twos this season, gave up 2 goals. Ended up in a 2-2 draw as a part of the homestand, and that will be a throw for Lou City.
Really curious to see if Atlanta United 2 tries to pick on Matsoso a little bit. As a left back, he's a little bit of a work in progress.
I'm going to call a foul there on Robbie Mertz, as he was trying to gain possession here halfway through minute number 3.
So far watching Louisville this season, they do want to play out of the back. They do want to control the play, but when they are put under some pressure, turnovers can happen. That time Robbie Mertz just a little too aggressive, but Atlanta United 2, they can use that pressure to their advantage.
Alexi Suahi into the middle. Quick touch there. There's Matsoso. Opano. Looking to drive on Bauer. Does. Sends it in with the right. Wind up and fire right onto Alec Can. Early test.
Big hit with the left foot from Kyle Gregg, but right at Alec Can. Those are the ones that a goalkeeper likes to see early in a match. Gets his hands on the ball, has to make a save, but it's a very comfortable save.
Looking for McFadden. Second ball. Worked out nicely there by Benitez.
Benitez so good on the ball. Loves dribbling at opponents. One of the best in the league so far on the dribble.
Stanley to Allen, couldn't control it. Coming back the other way, it's Lou City, and here comes Openo. Bauer is chasing. Openo sets it up with the left. Cleared by Camden Feo at the back post.
Brian Ownby already causing problems for Atlanta United too. That's a couple of great passes. This one was perfectly weighted to Openo.
Take another look.
Openo was able to get the cross in, but Camden Feo read it well.
McFadden will head it away, and it'll be a deep throw over on the far side for Lou City. Matsoso will reintroduce to Suahi. Back and forth here in the 5th minute. Del Piccolo, top of the area, sent away by Camden Feo. Too much there for Mertz. Lou City will regain possession. Up and over everything was Niall McCabe.
What do you think of Niall McCabe's new hairstyle?
He is not the only one that is sporting that. I'm going to have to judge that against his teammates. What's on your mind for the keys to the match?
Atlanta United, too, that's something more. It's got to be that pressure to try to disrupt Louisville, and they have to go aggressively. Robbie Mertz, a little overly aggressive earlier. For Lou City, it's just about getting out on the road for the first time. They haven't done it all year. Are they going to be able to settle in here? So far, so good for Lou City.
Came in yesterday to get a little practice in just to get acclimated to life on the road. But Soso gets in the way of that idea, but it's going to be a throw for the Stripes here. McFadden into Benitez for the throw. Openo pressuring. Bauer retreating a little bit. He'll send it all the way back to Alacan. Camden Feo is there. Greg chasing him. McMahon was there with Mejia, and it's going to stick with Atlanta United too.
Kyle Gregg, a great addition for Louisville City on May 20th. Scored 23 goals for St. Louis FC over the last 3 years. Couldn't find a gig after St. Louis FC closed up shop after the 2020 season.
Early returns here from Ownby. He'll drop it back to Matsoso. We'll go all the way back toward center line and McMahon. Sean Tosh. Nicely done there by Wiley. He will gain control, tries to send it forward with the left. Del Piccolo gets in the way. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2 halfway through minute 7.
That's brilliant from the youngster Wiley. Wins the header, comes back to it, wins the throw.
You see there what he was facing on the throw. 2 Lou City players there, and it's going to stick with Atlanta United 2 one more time with Wiley. Good work there by Benitez. McMahon gets in the way. It'll stick with the visitors. He gets in the way of that. It'll be a throw just outside their own defensive third. It'll be with the visitors here as we turn minute 8.
That Wiley-McCabe battle. One of these we see with Atlanta United too quite often. Caleb Wiley almost half the age of the player that he is defending tonight.
Matsoso can't keep the handle on it. McFadden brings it back in quickly. He's going to get a foul there on McFadden on Matsoso.
McFadden tried to get in front of Matsoso to block this. Couldn't get there in time. Going to get a talking to from Chris Ruska. The right decision from Ruska. I don't think it has bad intent, that tackle, but it's late.
Right. Tosh through traffic, sent all the way forward by Corbin Bone into the corner. Looks like Wiley's going to get there well ahead of everybody. Try to see if it would drift out. It did not. Camden Feo will bring it forward with the left.
The pressure from Atlanta United too, causing Louisville to go long quite a bit in the early going.
There's the man in charge, Jack Collison, helping out Caleb Wiley there.
Over 120 appearances for West Ham, 17 caps for the Welsh national team. Moves up from the U17s, joined the club back in August of 2019 in the academy.
There's your switch over to the far, and McFadden. They'll go back to Bauer. Bauer back to Alec Can. Greg and Opano pursuing for Lou City, sent forward by Camden Feo. I'm going to say it was out.
Good pressure from Louisville City. Alec Can caught a little slow there in making the decision. Put Bradley Camden Feo in a tough spot.
McMahon. Back to Alexi Suahi. But Soso. Well defended by McFadden. Connor Stanley, one possession, couldn't hang on to it. It's going to go back to Lou City.
Stanley was trying to play McFadden down the line.
Suahi over Opano. Camden Feo got it for Atlanta United 2. Good work by McFadden to get out of a jam. Back to Alacan.
Excellent work from Aiden McFadden.
Can forward. Riley. Nicely done there by Corbin Bone, but it's going to stick with Atlanta United 2.
We know how good Corbin Bone is on the ball, one of the better creators for this Louisville City side. He can sit in that holding midfield and give them the defensive presence they need as well.
Alacan decides to go long. McFadden on Matsoso. Works it inside. Into the middle. Allen. Over to Wiley. Thought about bringing it in with the left. Leaves for Mejia. Looks like Mejia slipped there. It's going to be a goal kick for Lou City. Sprinklers were out in full force after the players did leave. Let's take another look.
Yeah, Mejia just lost his footing. It was well worked by Atlanta United too to switch it from the right to the left and free up Mejia. Dangerous player in the 1v1s. But that first ball that Alec Can picked out Aiden McFadden. McFadden's won 3 of those already. That's the security blanket for Atlanta United 2. Louisville City puts the pressure on. Give McFadden an opportunity 1v1 in the air with Masoso.
Mertz to Will Riley, center circle. McFadden has some room. Wants to send it in with the right. It's up and over everything. It'll end up being a goal kick for Lou City. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Here comes Atlanta United 2, quickly off the turnover. Benitez. Connor Stanley looking to drive on Matsoso. One back by Stanley. Nicely done there, just outside the 6. Looks like it was last touched by Suahi for a corner kick.
Good work from Connor Stanley. Looked like Matsoso had gotten the better of him, but Stanley won the ball back. Tried to get Matsoso cutting across him, maybe drawing a penalty, but earns a corner.
Left for Caleb Wiley.
Wiley, the lefty, will hit this swinging in towards Chris Hubbard's goal.
Mejia running toward. Sent in, top of the 6, headed away. McFadden sends it back in. Flag stays down. Chip top of the area. Wiley tried to head it. Sent away that time nicely by Corbin Bone.
A brilliant ball from Aiden McFadden. Played it to the back post. Benitez was onside, but once he settled it, Louisville City took away most of his options.
McFadden looking for a partner, goes long, finds Chris Allen in the middle. Wiley, Benitez, And back to Caleb Wiley. McMahon is chasing, goes back to Allen. Back to Camden Feo. Well done there to get away from Kyle Gregg. Benitez turns on Del Piccolo. Over to McFadden, who's got a little room. In with the right quickly, looking for Mejia, headed out. Settled by Lou City again.
The switch is on all day for Atlanta United too. Louisville City condenses the field really well, but they leave the opposite flank open.
McFadden looking into the middle. Benitez turns away from Ownby. He'll give to Wiley. And they'll draw the visitors back out again, going all the way back to Alacan. Can surveying, sends it with the left. McFadden gets there before Matsoso. McMahon got there before Mejia.
McFadden is winning that ball every single time.
Opano. Bauer on him as they head into the corner. McFadden nicely done to double back. Mertz looking to work his way forward. Goes back to Sean Tosh. Matsoso and Suahi. Stanley chasing over the top. And Alacan will get there. Early minute 16, goalless here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium alongside Jason Longshore. I'm John Nelson. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Big Central Division matchup early on in the season. Team 4 versus Team 5. Good work by McFadden. There's Benitez looking to turn once again on Del Piccolo. Back to McFadden. Switches there. And Wiley will get there in the corner. Tries to drive, puts it in with the left top of the 6. Suahi heads it clear. Allen keeps the pressure on. Mejia sends a grounder picked up by Hubbard.
Atlanta United too looking for that second ball oftentimes off of their crosses. This one Mejia gets an opportunity to shoot, doesn't catch it completely cleanly. It's an easy save for Hubbard.
Camden Feo there. McCabe lets it go for the throw. Pat McMahon into Del Piccolo, and they're going to call a foul. And Ruska goes to the pocket. It's a yellow for Robbie Mertz.
A couple of fouls by Mertz. Yellow feels like it's a little quick. Take another look at it now. Late and it's from behind. It's a little dangerous.
Mertz trying to get an explanation as to why the card. Sent forward by Lou City. Into the area. Alacan will get there. Shielded enough by Bauer so Alacan could put his gloves around it. And so Atlanta United 2 will try it again here early minute 18.
Second match of 2021 for Alacan after shoulder surgery in the MLS offseason. These minutes are significant for him as he gets back to full fitness and full sharpness.
Stanley back to Camden Feo. Greg was there. Back to Stanley now. Looking to drive on McCabe and on Ownby. And you're going to get a foul call there. There's your foul on Ownby.
Ownby chasing Stanley. It's a pretty easy decision for Chris Ruska. As good as Brian Ownby is on the ball, at times he can commit some fouls that'll get him in trouble.
David Mejia over it right now. McFadden coming back. McFadden in with the right. Chris Allen tries to slide to get there, but it takes a convenient hop. Hubbard will grab.
Great ball from McFadden. Allen made that run to the near post, and no one from Lou City went with him. Wasn't able to get a touch on it, though. Allen and McFadden were on the same page. Couldn't quite connect.
Bauer beats Ownby to the ball. Del Piccolo. The back and forth. McFadden got there. Matsoso keeps it in. Well done there. A lot of heavy touches. McFadden tries to get out of trouble. Matsoso shoves him to the ground. That's where the foul is. And Antoine Openo not happy with that call, and his teammate.
McFadden was able to keep that in on the touchline and draw the contact from Matsoso.
Stanley couldn't contain it. Mertz couldn't get in the way. Now Louisville City's got a bit of a break. Openo sets it up on the right, and the gloves get in the way. Well done, Alec Can with the parry.
Turnover in a bad spot, and Lou City has a break. Openo with time, with space, doesn't pick out a corner, though. He goes for power. Alec Can reacts quickly to push it over the bar.
Another one of those veteran faces in Antoine Openo that we've seen with Lou City over the years. Coming into this season, to remind you of the idea, 18 returning players from last season's roster were back this year. Sent in, punched clear by Can. Openo will track it down. Ownby is there. And they're going to call a foul on Stanley.
It's a bit of a receipt from Connor Stanley after the challenge that Ownby gave him about a minute ago. Unnecessary, though. Stanley gives up a free kick in a dangerous spot. The game within the game, and young players sometimes can lose their head in those moments. Stanley goes in for a challenge that just isn't needed at that point in the match.
So McCabe and Bone are there. Bone with the left, thought about it. McCabe Can punches it out again. Stanley keeping an eye on Ownby. Riley was there to help out in the corner. It's going to be another corner for the visitors.
Ownby was able to beat Riley, but Stanley this time keeps his feet, keeps his head, does have to concede the corner. Atlanta United 2 have struggled defending set pieces, especially corners this year. Louisville City has excelled in these.
And go back to the first match between these two in the season opener. Can punches it way out again. Openo settles it down for Matsoso. Coming all the way back from Niall McCabe. Looking to get McMahon going. McFadden looking for a little help, and he has to head it back to Alec Can.
Enough pressure there. McFadden was in a tough spot, was able to wait it out.
Good work by Benitez to keep possession. Foul Del Piccolo. Quick start by Atlanta United 2. Camden Feo has Bauer to his right. That's where it goes. Goes back to Alec Can. Here comes Gregg pressuring Camden Feo. Sent with the left once again. McFadden. They're going to call the foul on Matsoso there.
Oh, the first time McFadden doesn't win that ball, he gets fouled and undercut. McFadden has won this situation, this duel, every single time in the match. Matsoso throws his hands up like, what else can I do? Well, could get a yellow next time that happens.
Considering that he leaned into him and undercut him.
That's an undercut because he's been beaten 3 times on that exact same situation. Atlanta United 2 needs to keep doing that when they're under pressure.
Matsoso keeps it in bounds. Get past McFadden this time. Tries to spring Openo. Camden Feo nicely done to get in the way. McFadden, too much for Stanley.
Not on the same page under pressure. That's the issue that Matsoso does provide for Louisville City in the attack. is he's very good getting forward for this team.
Corbin Bone. Greg. Openo tries to touch it back to him. A lot of hand fighting going on there between Greg and McFadden.
That makes for a difficult match for Atlanta United, too. They are absolutely outsized by Lou City.
Another deep throw. McFadden guarding Soso that time. Clear the second ball away from the end line. Sua, he finally throws it in. There's Openo. Double teamed in the corner. Sent in nicely there. But cleared out by Allen. Robbie Mertz gets rid of it with the left. Be a throw in the attacking third. Ownby to McMahon. Back to Sean Tosh. Benitez in pursuit. Flag stays down. Well done there by Greg. Bone. Niall McCabe. Wiley on him. Not giving up on it. Tries to drive on Riley, and it was the last touched by Lou City. It'll be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2.
Good test for Caleb Wiley tonight. It's one of the veterans of the USL Championship in Niall McCabe. The young Harris College veteran, 7th year with Lou City.
We mentioned the youth of Atlanta United too. Niall McCabe, 30 years of age, 31 in October. And he's not the only one of those Lou City players who's mid to late 20s, pushing 30 years old. This group's been around for a while. With Soso looking for Openo, nicely done there by Camden Feo. Benitez. Del Piccolo dropping back. Benitez looking to drive. Pulls it back out, back toward the middle of the field. Give to Will Riley. Wiley with the right. Top of the 6. McFadden crashing it in! Aiden McFadden does it again. Back post. Great work by Caleb Wiley to spot him. Great crash by McFadden. 1-0 to the Stripes.
That is the right back for Atlanta United 2. Crashing again on the back post. Perfectly timed run from Aiden McFadden, beating his college teammate Chris Hubbard. And the ball from Caleb Wiley. The teenage left back puts that in with his right foot, something we haven't seen a ton of from Caleb Wiley, on a platter for McFadden. 5th goal of the year.
And that's the way to start things off if you're Jack Collison, getting a goal on the board against one of the tougher sides here in the USL Championship.
I don't think Jack sat down the whole match.
No.
He's been pacing back and forth in his technical area. Big night for Jack Collison. He gets the goal to feel a little more comfortable now.
Wipe of the brow a little bit. Yeah, he's been working. But having to let it go was Benitez. Flag finally does come up.
Benitez makes sure that free kick isn't taken quickly. Chris Rusco warns him about it, but job done by Matias Benitez.
Greg to Matsoso, but coming back the other way, Connor Stanley. Looking for David Mejia. Back out to McFadden. Thought about sending it inside. Mejia will. Back post overcooks it. Looking for Robbie Mertz. It'll be a goal kick.
The last long ball out of the back from Alec Can. Lou City switched up the way they were trying to defend McFadden. Swahi came over to go 1v1 with him in the air. Made it more difficult, but Atlanta United 2 was still able to exploit that space. Those switches, and especially the long diagonal out of the back to the right side, is what's working so far.
Good push forward by McCabe. And the foul there on Ownby, on Camden Feo, as he tried to get possession.
That's a couple on Ownby, and it's a couple where he's late, and it's a couple that are a little dangerous. Ruska doesn't have the conversation with him here. Remember, Mertz is on a yellow card for similar situations. Little surprised that Ownby doesn't get a talking to after that one, where he cleans Camden Feo out.
Can sends it forward. McMahon misplayed. Benitez looking to drive on Tosh. Lays it off. Connor Stanley. Stanley with the left. Big save by Hubbard. That close to 2-0 for the Stripes. McFadden. Mejia with the left. Sent out. Not all the way out. Wiley looking for Benitez, who'll keep it in. McCabe on him. They're going to say it was last touched by Atlanta United 2. Deep throw for Lou City.
What an opportunity for Connor Stanley. Inside the 18, it looks like he's closed down. Let's take a look at how Stanley creates this. Look at the footwork right there to pull it back to the left. Massive save from Chris Hubbard. But what a move from Stanley inside the 18 with no room to operate in.
McMahon will throw in. Back and forth with McCabe. Gregg, but Allen got there first. Couldn't quite keep control of it. Advantage being played. Matsoso.
Mejia was very late there. Possible yellow card for David Mejia incoming.
Suahi. Del Piccolo. Sent forward. Camden Feo. And they're going to call Del Piccolo. Del Piccolo, as he was going after the ball that Bauer had in his possession.
You can hear the Louisville City bench saying, hey, it's 21, it's 21. They're wanting Ruska to go back and give Mejia a yellow. That's the foul from Del Piccolo. That was worked on, that yellow card from Ruska to Mejia. That was worked on from the bench. I thought it was late. I thought a yellow was coming. But Ruska might have forgotten about it if he hadn't been reminded by Danny Cruz.
Bauer.
The tricky thing for Jack Collison is you don't have a very deep bench tonight. And a couple of players already on yellows.
Tosh. McMahon. Riley got in the way of that. It'll be a throw for Lou City. There's Danny Cruz. Interim head coach appointment on April 27th. John Hackworth was in for the first match, and that was it. Quick work here. Ownby taken away. Now Connor Stanley with a little room. Mejia leaves for McFadden. McFadden can go back and forth with Mejia. Here comes Matsoso.
Sloppy from Atlanta United too. The switch gave them some opportunities. Mejia and McFadden weren't able to create anything out of it.
Del Piccolo. Gregg. Matsoso. Corbin Bone has a little room. Too much on that. That's going to be easily grabbed by Alacan. Heading toward minute 34. Usually I ask you this question about 12 minutes ago. What do you think so far?
Atlanta United 2 has handled things very, very well tonight. Louisville City is really throwing everything at them, a veteran lineup, and Atlanta United 2 is handling the big moments of this match very, very well. Brian Ownby gets his warning now on foul number 3, and it's no more.
And back to Alec Can. Bauer. Robbie Mertz directing a little traffic, said give to Mejia. He does. Matsoso caught the high hop there. Riley and Allen. Mejia will settle back to Camden Feo. Wiley. Connor Stanley. Sent forward, up over the top. Flag is up on Robbie Mertz. The Eastern Conference takes center stage when the USL on ESPN Plus continues on ESPN Deportes Tuesday, June 15th. It's a clash of Midwestern powers. Indy 11 looks to continue their hot start, welcoming perennial playoff contenders Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC to the mic. Catch the pair of beasts in the East Tuesday night. Kickoff scheduled 8 Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Halfway through minute 35, the goal on the board. Wiley to McFadden in the 27th. Atlanta United 2 with a 1-0 lead. Lou City in their first away match of the year. Foul called there on Will Riley. And Jason, you talked about it in the open. These are two teams. Atlanta United 2 right now at 8 points. Lou City out of the blocks with 7 in their first 4 home matches. A lot of folks accustomed to seeing Lou City toward the top of the table in the division standings.
Especially with 4 matches at home to start the season. 7 points out of 4 is not what anybody had in mind for Louisville City in 2021.
And those first 3 were against Atlanta United 2 when Del Piccolo gets you the 2 for the win at the home opener at Lynn Family, the draw against Birmingham, the win against San Diego, and then the loss in the first football contest of the year going up against Indy 11. Alec Can. Matsoso touches it last as he was aiming for Mejia. In quickly to Robbie Mertz. Benitez. Connor Stanley calling for it on the switch. Chris Allen works it to Wiley. Looking to drive on Ownby. Pulls it back. McCabe is there as well. Twos keep possession all the way back to Camden Feo and Bauer.
What a ball.
Mejia, can he track it down before Matsoso? Yes, sends it in with the right. Grabbed by Hubbard. Nicely done there.
Excellent from Chris Hubbard. But that ball down the line for David Mejia.
Woo. Seen some very pretty stuff from a couple of different places for Atlanta United 2 so far here in the first half, and a foul. As we're about to turn minute 38. Suahi looking for a partner, gets it to Corbin Bone. They'll go all the way over to Sean Tosh. Mertz closing, sent forward. McMahon with the flick into the corner. Ownby nicely done. Camden Feo to get in the way. McMahon with McCabe there. Bringing it all the way back out. Will Riley pursuing. Matsoso gets it. Riley still pursuing. Suahi over the top looking for Greg. Too much.
Will Riley playing a little bit higher up the field in 2021. His pressure in those situations is an area of his game that has dramatically improved.
Flags up, looking for Connor Stanley.
We were used to seeing Riley sit deeper and more of a double pivot quite often. He's showing that he can play further up the field. He can pick out passes and create goal-scoring opportunities. 2 assists on the year. He's tied for 5th in the USL Championship in assists. And Will Riley, that academy product for Atlanta United.
And we're seeing that versatility across the board with a lot of the players that we've seen here on this homestand for Atlanta United too.
Yeah, Bradley Camden-Feo is another one that has had to be versatile. He's played almost everywhere on the pitch for Atlanta United too this season.
McCabe, Opano, but Soso tracks it down in the corner. Allen on Opano. No room for Antoine Opano to move. Has to give to Matsoso. He'll come back to Niall McCabe. In with the right. Headed up into the air. Second ball. Sent out by Bauer. Blue City will keep it center circle with Tosh. Riley tries to get it. Can't. Del Piccolo pushes it looking for Gregg. Too much there, and Can will track it down.
So far, Bauer and Camden-Feo are doing a nice job on Kyle Gregg. Del Piccolo tried to lead him that time. Overhit the pass.
Swahi got there before Mejia. McFadden gets there now. Give to Allen, center circle. Wiley, as Owenby was on him. Gregg marking Camden-Feo. Will come all the way back to the keeper. Bauer looking for Benitez. That big hop almost got through. Swahi sends it out, so it'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2, attacking third. David Mejia into the corner. Good sweep there. Mejia in with the right, headed up, not all the way out. Riley jousting. It looks like Owenby will get there first for Lou City, and they'll come back in transition. Opano. Gregg. McMahon. Bauer right in the middle, but up in the air, but headed very conveniently to Alec Can.
Bauer has to be careful. It's a poor ball in from McMahon, and Bauer just popped the clearance straight up to give Ownby another crack at it.
.42 minute here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium in Kennesaw, Georgia. Atlanta United 2 with the goal 15 minutes ago on the 27th. Aiden McFadden, his 5th on the year. From that man right there, Caleb Wiley. And the Stripes have a 1-0 lead against a veteran Louisville City side. Not a lot on that one. They're going to call Mertz for a foul.
Mertz had slid in trying to get the first pass. Wasn't able to get there. And he's involved in bringing the player down. Tries to slide in there, but can't get that ball. Catches Tosh.
Opano tried to work the give and go with Matsoso. It ends up with Bone. And now McCabe with the big right, just wide. Niall McCabe winds and fires, and it's just wide. Another close call for Louisville City.
I don't know if Atlanta United 2 is honestly too worried about those kinds of shots. It's straight on. Alec Can has a look at it the whole way. He has that side of the goal covered. If that's what Louisville City is reduced to, Danny Cruz is not going to be happy with long-range efforts being the best efforts that Louisville City is able to find in the attacking half right now.
McFadden wins another duel, this time against Opano. Del Piccolo can't hang on. Benitez finds Mejia. Good work there by David Mejia. To Bauer and Camden-Feo, back to Alec Can. McCabe chasing. Sent back for another opportunity. Matsoso's there first. Del Piccolo. Flick looking for Opano, and he can't get to it before it goes out. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2. A little under 2 minutes plus any stoppage that we have here in the first 45. Strong first 45 for the Stripes so far. I'm going to call a foul on Connor Stanley there. And Connor Stanley gets a card.
It's a quick yellow for delaying that restart. Benitez was warned last time it happened. Stanley commits the foul, kind of goes in underneath the player, and you see him right here just step in front to block it. It's a quick yellow from Ruska.
Yeah. Not something uncommon, just to step in the way, and so Ruska gets to his pocket.
There wasn't a request for 10 yards at that point. Stanley's just preventing the quick free kick.
Into the area, headed and flicked. McMahon up into the air. Alec Can will get it. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forward-forever-proud. Winding up the first 45 here in Kennesaw. And it's going to go back to Hubbard for Lou City. Benitez chasing. Up into the air. Del Piccolo to McCabe. And Corbin Bone in the middle. Del Piccolo, center circle. There was that matchup of 8 and 36 that we were talking about in the open. 1 minute added here in the first 45. Gregg. Wiley gets in the way, and it goes straight to Will Riley.
What a recovery from Caleb Wiley. He lost the first battle with Gregg, but he chases him down, gets the tackle in cleanly.
Suahi with maybe 30 seconds here. And all you see is Lou City going backwards.
Good pressure from Atlanta United too, forcing Louisville City to retreat.
Bauer sending it long. And just looks like Lou City might be just content to burn the next 10 seconds or so. And that's it. Strong 45 from Atlanta United 2 against one of the most veteran sides here on their first road game of the year in Lou City.
Good half for Atlanta United 2. The teenager Caleb Wiley with a perfect ball to the rookie Aiden McFadden to put his 5th goal in the back of the net. That's the difference so far.
When we come back, we'll let you know what else is going on around the USL Championship. There are games today. And we'll let you know about all the news and notes going on around the league as well. That's your look at the first 45. The first match for Jack Collison. The first half has done pretty well so far. 1-0 to the Stripes. More from Kennesaw. It's the USL Championship on ESPN+. Stick and stay. We'll return.
BB&T and, SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
There are never enough hours in the day, so you can't let sniffles, strep, or aches and pains slow you down. But finding great healthcare that fits your schedule can be tricky. With Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens, you can get great same-day care right around the corner. There are 27 locations and counting, all with extended hours and most open 7 days a week. You can book an appointment online to get in, out, and on your way. Visit piedmont.org/quickcare now to learn more. Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens, one stop to better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Sprinklers are going. I don't think Mother Nature really needs any help here in Kennesaw in July, but that's your score. Atlanta United 2 with a 1-0 lead over the visiting folks from Louisville City here after 45 minutes. Let's kind of give you a run of what else is going on around the USL Championship. Let's take a peek at the team of the week. And you look at John Pulskamp from week 6, had some work with Sporting Kansas City when Tim Mejia wasn't 100%. Adrian Dispay from RGV. Jack Metcalf, a familiar face on the back from San Diego. Bruno Lapa, who Atlanta United 2 fans know all too well from his time with Birmingham Legion. Santi Moar appearing again for Phoenix. And Johnny Bolivar for Loudoun. Just some of the names there, week 6 for the team of the week here in the USL Championship. Let's take a look at the news and notes that we have compiled for you. And the first note is our first coaching change of the year. There's new energy for OKC. And assistant coach Lee Weidman was named interim head coach, replacing John Pascarella after the rough start that OKC Energy had here in the division. 0-3-4 in their first 7 here in 2021. And Jason, I want to bring you in for this second point. Hartford put 7 on Red Bulls 2, and I want to show a moment that I know that in your playing career, you definitely had one of these, right?
Yeah, totally. I had one of those, from inside my own half in the middle of a blowout. Sure, I had one of those.
Now, just you look at this, and if this isn't top 10 the Sports Center right there, great presence to put it in. Just a long night for Red Bulls, too, as they lose 7-0. Hartford off to a very hot start as well, unbeaten in their first 4. And then Tampa Bay's winning streak ends. The Charlotte Independents, another team who's done very, very well out of the blocks, gives Tampa Bay their first loss in 2021 here in the USL Championship. That's just some of the news and notes going on. What else is going on around the USL Championship, you ask? Well, here's the USL to tell you that exact thing.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
Yellow's there again, second header. Here's a chance for Cicerone. Russell Cicerone, the leading goal scorer.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
There are never enough hours in the day, so you can't let sniffles, strep, or aches and pains slow you down. But finding great healthcare that fits your schedule can be tricky. With Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens, you can get great same-day care right around the corner. There are 27 locations and counting, all with extended hours and most open 7 days a week. You can book an appointment online to get in, out, and on your way. Visit piedmont.org/quickcare now to learn more. Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens, one stop to better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw, getting you ready for the second 45. That's coming up just around the corner as the Twos are leading Lou City after the first 45 minutes 1-0. Let's take a peek at what else is happening in the USL Championship. Let's take a look at the division standings coming into today. You see Birmingham up there right now, number 2 at 10 points. Their match right now with FC Tulsa is in one of the longest delays I could think of when it comes to rain and weather in recent memory. Right now, they're still waiting it out. We'll get to the score in just a little bit. But if you're watching this match and you're not paying attention to Birmingham Legion Twitter, if you go into BBVA Field right now, you can get hot dogs or burgers as long as supplies last. So that's just a public service for anybody. If you're watching this game and you're still waiting for that game to start and continue, they're waiting for field conditions to improve and the lightning and all that. But you see what else is going on here in the standings. This is coming into today. We talked about 4 and 5, and that's how things are in the division. Scores. Charlotte, we talked about Charlotte knocking off Tampa Bay. There's the 7 spot that we talked about with Hartford in news and notes. Right now, that game is frozen in Birmingham in the 58th. RGV right now leading the Miami FC, and that one is at FIU 3-2. That one is late. Phoenix and San Diego, that was late. Phoenix scored 2 very, very late goals in that one. Memphis 901 gets a big win, 2-1 over Indy 11, and that one was yesterday as well. Let's take a peek at the TV schedule and show you what's coming up around the corner on ESPN Plus. You've got Loudoun and Charleston. Charleston's game with LA Galaxy 2 was washed away yesterday as well. You've got El Paso and Indy 11 in one of those east-west crossovers, Real Monarchs, Sacramento Republic. Also midweek, that's when we come back. Sporting Kansas City 2 gets to visit Atlanta United 2. That one will be on ESPN Plus midweek. Orange County SC and San Diego Loyal. Tampa Bay gets a chance to come back after that loss to Charlotte with a game against Lou City, and that is coming up late in the week. When we come back, we'll get you set for the second 45 minutes, look at first half stats and highlights, and tell you how we got to this particular moment in time. 1-0, Stripes leading Lou City. More when we come back. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Stick and stay. We will return.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
There are never enough hours in the day, so you can't let sniffles, strep, or aches and pains slow you down. But finding great healthcare that fits your schedule can be tricky. With Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens, you can get great same-day care right around the corner. There are 27 locations and counting, all with extended hours and most open 7 days a week. You can book an appointment online to get in, out, and on your way. Visit Piedmont.org/quickcare now to learn more. Piedmont Quick Care at Walgreens. One stop to better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Second 45 coming up just around the corner. We'll get you set for it. Atlanta United 2 leading Lou City by the score of 1-0 here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Let's take a look at the first half stats. And Jason, these are the first half stats. This is what we see. What do we know?
Possession, generally these teams are in the 60 to 57% range today, kind of splitting the difference between the two. That went back and forth throughout the half. Pretty even. The possession reflects that, but also the shots on target. It's been a very even match, and This is a game where you expect Louisville City's experience to maybe make the difference, but Atlanta United 2, a very young Atlanta United 2 side, is holding their own against Lou City.
Now let's take a peek at the first 45 and show you the highlights of some of the moments as we get you ready for minute 46 through 90 and beyond. Early on, chance, but Alec Can was right there.
Long-range shot from Kyle Gregg. That's easy for Can. McFadden nearly picked out Chris Allen at the near post. Another opportunity. Alec Can's biggest play of the half pushes Hopeno's shot over the bar. Brian Ownby was dangerous in spots, but this was the difference. Caleb Wiley with a perfectly placed ball. Napo Masoso falls asleep on the back post. Aiden McFadden gets in behind. Connor Stanley nearly made it 2-0, not for a world-class save from Chris Hubbard.
Hubbard hasn't really been challenged a whole lot this season, one of the 7 saves. And here's another long-distance chance. But Alec Can looked like he had the post covered. If you're Atlanta United too, you'll take that long-distance stuff all day.
Yeah, Alec Can and Jack Collison have no problem with the long-distance shots. If Lee City can't work anything else better, that's fine.
Keys to the match. This is what you thought ahead of time. What do you think now?
Yeah, the steam engine of Louisville's finest, My Morning Jacket, hasn't really worked out today, and they don't look like the same team traveling like Chris Stapleton. But Atlanta United, too, has had that little of something more, and they have been physical. They have been aggressive. They've been a difficult team for Louisville City to play their game against. That's what this side, this young Atlanta United 2 side, has to continue to do. They can't back down from pressure from opponents who come into their house. They have to be very aggressive, and they were against Lou City.
We talked about Lou City coming up on ESPN Plus. 3 of their next 5 on the road. They've got Memphis, Birmingham. They're at a struggling FC Tulsa side who has given up 10 goals in their last 3 matches. Then they go to Indy 11. Then they're at Sporting Kansas City 2 on July the 2nd. For Atlanta United 2, we had this big homestand here. We've got Sporting Kansas City 2, and then it's a little back and forth.
At Memphis, who is showing a little bit of quality here in their last few matches. OKC Energy with their coaching change. They come in on the 27th. A trip over to Birmingham in a rivalry that is growing between the Twos and Birmingham Legion. And then Memphis comes back to town on July 3rd.
Going to be an interesting season in the Central Division. Remember, the Central Division isn't what it was. Division structure a little different this year. In the Central, it's Indy 11, it's Birmingham, it's FC Tulsa, Atlanta United 2, Lou City, Sporting Kansas City 2, Oklahoma City Energy, and Memphis 901. So it's a little different this year, but coming into this match, it was 4 versus 5. So we get into those discussions that if the playoffs started today, Atlanta United 2 would be in. Lou City would not be a part of the playoff structure.
Louisville City has changed what they're doing defensively. Masoso has moved into the midfield. They've shifted everybody around. That became the biggest issue for Louisville City defensively, was Alec Can picking out Aiden McFadden high up the field on a regular basis. That gave Atlanta United 2 a consistent outlet.
Brian Ownby in his first match back only goes 45 minutes. Wesley Sharpie comes in. 6', 174-pound defender out of Tarpon Springs, Florida.
Sharpie, who goes to left back to move Masoso into the midfield. That also allows Corbin Bone to step higher up the field, where he's been dangerous this season.
So as you're watching here in the second 45, Atlanta United will be working their way from your left to your right. Lou City in the purple hoops on the front of their jerseys. White shorts, they'll be working their way from right to left. And this is Sharpie's first minutes here in the 2021 season. Bauer over the top, trying to get Riley and Swahi in the corner. Swahi got there first, and it gives to Hubbard. Benitez buzzes the tower. Enough to get Allen there. Openo. Sends it with the left, looking to spring Gregg, but getting there nicely was Bauer to disrupt that plan for Lou City. And the foul.
That's outstanding from Bauer. Frustration from Gregg, who just fouls him at the end of it. Josh Bauer in his rookie professional season showing a lot of composure here. Steps in front, wins the ball, carries it forward, and draws the foul.
There's Danny Cruz.
Danny Cruz talked about it last week. He talked about it after Kyle Gregg's goal, his first goal for Lou City. How happy he was for him and how he was a player that they had identified previously but hadn't been able to bring him in. They've had some injuries in the forward position. Gregg was still available, and they went out and got him. And Gregg is so appreciative of being here in Louisville. But Cruz was really happy to get him in, to get a consistent professional, a consistent goal scorer up top like Kyle Gregg.
And he had literally signed just days before that match with San Diego. Back on the 22nd. Gives the instant dividend there for Lou City and for Danny Cruz. McCabe looking for Bone. Chris Allen gets there. Wiley looking to turn, sends it forward. It'll be a throw in the attacking third for Lou City. Tosh back to Suahi. And the back and forth continues. Mejia was chasing. McMahon. Allen got in the way. Corbin Bone is there. Tries to get it forward to Gregg. He can't, but Soso is there. And McMahon will track it down, and he'll give to Tosh. Get it back to Hubbard. Support to his left to Suahi. A lot on that one. Sharpie just sends it forward, and it's going to be a throw in the middle third for Atlanta United 2.
A lot of communication from the Atlanta United bench, helping this back line as Louisville City has changed the way they're getting numbers forward. Openo was very high up the pitch. A lot of instruction from Jack Collison, his interim assistant, Omar Jarun. Helping make sure all the bases are covered for this team defensively.
Chris Ruska making sure that the throw is back to where he thought it should be from. Looking for Will Riley. It's going to end up with Lou City. McFadden looking for the quick throw off the turnover. And the boys in purple getting back to defend. In set position, McFadden looking to drive. Left it for Benitez, but trying to come out as Lou City. And there's a lot of back and forth here in the middle third. But Soso, McCabe, Tosh, and McMahon. Looking for Del Piccolo. Chance here for Corbin Bone. Flick forward, but nice backtracking there by Atlanta United 2 to get that opportunity off the board.
Ball deflected off at Camden Feo, but Josh Bauer's there to clean it up.
Tosh, McMahon, Del Piccolo. Benitez was there. Matsoso sticks with it. Del Piccolo again for Lou City. Openo in with the right. Headed out nicely there by Wiley, but not all the way. Openo looks to charge. Seth with the left hand's there.
Alacan gets down quickly, makes the save. No rebound spilled in front. Openo just gets by McFadden. McFadden has to be a little stronger defensively there. But Alacan with the big save.
Through the legs of Camden Feo, too. Sharpie. Benitez. And Hubbard will send it forward. McFadden. And Alacan.
Bauer was slung around on that opportunity.
Can you bring this in? You're going in.
Wiley leaving it for Camden Feo as McCabe was closing. Benitez. Good work by him to give to Mejia. Can't keep possession. McMahon. Bone. Had McCabe. Finds McCabe. Thought about bringing it in with the right. Pulls it back. Into the middle. Del Piccolo. Matsoso. Mertz in pursuit. The give to Sharpie. Back to Suahi. Spins away from Mejia briefly. And the give to Sean Tosh. Forward to McCabe. Bone. Wiley getting back nicely, and it'll be a corner for Lou City here early in minute 53.
Caleb Wiley closes ground so well. Right now, he's able to make up a lot of the ground where when he gets more experience and reads the game better, he won't have to close that ground as much. He'll be better positioned. But right now, he can rely on those young legs to run plays down.
Del Piccolo with the left. Up in the air at the edge of the 6. Benitez couldn't get it to Mertz. It's going to stick with Lou City. Tosh in with the right. Up in the air. Can looking to save, and a miss that time on the second chance by Kyle Gregg. Volleyed too high with the left.
Louisville City putting Atlanta United 2 under a lot of pressure here early in the second half. The Twos are struggling a bit to defend when they're getting pinned back. The big collision with Suahi going into Camden Feo. The follow-up chance never was testing Alec Can.
Working it down the right again to McFadden like we saw in the first 45. Suahi will get there ahead of Connor Stanley. Turn to send it into the middle third. Allen is there. Gets away from Corbin Bone. Alec Can all the way out. Sent up in the air, chested down. Atlanta United 2 will keep possession. Will Riley. Mejia calling for it. Give to Benitez. Tries to do something with the right, and it's up and over everything. The Sirius XM Listen Free event is on now through June 8th. Catch 24/7 soccer, including USL All Access, every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, plus hundreds of channels filled with entertainment. Download the Sirius XM app to hear it all free. Go to SiriusXM.com/freekick to learn more. Halfway through minute 55. Josh Bauer will backtrack, get to Alec Can. The goal in the 27th minute. Caleb Wiley to Aiden McFadden has been the difference so far. Atlanta United 2 with the 1-0 lead against visiting Lou City. McMahon and Mertz jousting back and forth. McMahon, taller and more physical, keeps it for Lou City. Del Piccolo looking to send Gregg, challenging there. Alec Can out aggressively. And we got a card coming out here on the challenge on Alec Can.
There has to be. That's a really nasty challenge from Kyle Gregg, and it's not his first where he's been late. He goes in sliding. He doesn't kick at Can, but he's sliding in. Can is coming out. Get another look at it here. It's a ball from Del Piccolo that is slightly overhit, but there's no chance of Kyle Gregg getting to that ball. No chance at all. Studs up into Alec Can's legs.
There's your studs right there.
That's a heavy collision on a goalkeeper that, not sure if that's a red card, but Kyle Gregg has to be on more than just a yellow. That might be an orange.
I was going to say, is that an orange card right now?
That might be an orange. Alec Can appears to be okay, but that's very reckless from Kyle Gregg.
Can looking for McFadden. Wins it again. That time against Sharpie. Openo was calling for it. And we'll get a first substitution of the night for Atlanta United 2. And that will be the end of the night for David Mejia after 56 minutes. And coming in will be Darwin Mateus.
He had pretty good on the ball tonight. Crosses weren't what you wanted to see from him playing wide. Darwin Mateus is a little bit different kind of a wide player. He will drop in, help combine a little bit. Very quick, Darwin Mateus. See what the young Venezuelan can do in the second half here.
McFadden looking to throw it in. Finally get some help from Mateus. Hubbard will get there first. Picks it up quickly. Redistributes to Sean Tosh. Into the middle, Corbin Bone. McMahon's off to his right. Comes a little further to Niall McCabe. Tried to work the give and go. Camden Feo was there, but it goes straight to McMahon. They're going to call McMahon for the foul on Robbie Mertz.
Louisville City making things a little more difficult in the midfield for Atlanta United too, with Bone and Del Piccolo both putting a lot of pressure on Chris Allen. Will Riley's had to drop deeper. Robbie Mertz has had to drop deeper at times.
McKay pressuring Camden Feo. A lot on that. Wiley can't control it. It's going to be a throw for Lou City, attacking third minute 59.
Not much Wiley could do. Risky one from Camden Feo.
McMahon back and forth from Del Piccolo. Del Piccolo thought that Bone would get there first. Camden Feo got there first instead, but kept it in by Lou City. Matsoso back to Tosh. Benitez forces it back to Suahi, and the spin and the foul call there.
That's a good recovery from Benitez because he went for a nutmeg on the touchline in his own half, gave up possession, knew he had to do something to get back in the good graces of his teammates, goes in with a good defensive pressure, commits a foul, allows everyone to reset.
Hubbard forward. The big bounce. Wiley lets it calm down a little bit. Works it forward with the left. And the flag is up. Benitez trying to find a way anyway. If he could try to stay on side. Didn't happen. And so Lou City will reset here. Suahi and Matsoso. Sharpie. Allen defends that well. Sticks with the visitors. Del Piccolo. Bone. Back and forth. Bone with a head of steam. Openo. Gregg looking for Del Piccolo. McKay blocked. Second chance, right on. And Alec Can was there. Big mitts in the way for the save.
Quick reaction from Alec Can as it's pinball time inside the 18. Alec Can stayed with that. Focus was very good to be in the right spot at the right time.
Mertz had the second ball. Lou City ends up with it. Their back line will reset. McMahon, Stanley in pursuit. Matsoso dropping back a little bit. Not a lot on that pass. Picked off. Mateus. He's got help to both sides. Where does he want to go? Mertz. Benitez. Stanley off to his left. Back to Wiley. Riley and Allen. Reset to Caleb Wiley. McCabe looking for help because it was 1-on-2. Now it's 2-on-3. Try to go for the big switch. Suahi got there first ahead of McFadden. They want a foul. Didn't get a whistle there. McFadden stays down. Benitez tries to get it past McMahon. He'll go down. We get a stoppage of play because McFadden has not gotten up since it first contact.
Benitez nutmegged McMahon. Not enough contact to get the penalty. But McFadden has stayed down from the first situation, and it looks like he might be busted open over the eye.
Let's take a peek.
I'm not really sure how that's not a foul. The forearm and an elbow into McMadden's head, and then pushing him down as well at the end of it. And that's what Camden Feo is saying, the same thing I did when you saw that replay, or you saw the situation with McFadden on the ground. Here's the Benitez situation at the end of that sequence. Gets to the side of McMahon. McMahon impedes him, but he's not going to get that call.
No.
But it's problematic that Swahi's able to get his arm and elbow into McFadden. I don't know if Rusko was telling Camden Feo that McFadden was trying to go in to head the ball, and it's his fault. I'm not sure exactly how that one goes, because there was also a push down to the ground at the end of it. Now Louisville City's complaining with the fourth official as well. I'm not exactly sure what the complaint is on that side. Let's take one more look at this with Aiden McFadden from a different angle. The left arm is out, and he doesn't throw it, but it's out, and it catches a lot of McFadden's forehead.
Yep.
It's not thrown like an elbow would be thrown, but it's pushed into his head.
Yeah.
And this is something that we've talked about in this game quite a bit. You know, injuries to the head area are supposed to be taken very seriously. Potential fouls to the head area are supposed to be taken very seriously. McFadden's up. He's not happy with the situation at all.
He's got a bit of a shiner there under that right eye, right there at the cheekbone.
Doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen when you head somebody's arm either. Atlanta United 2 has to keep their calm. They have to keep their cool in these situations. Very veteran team in Louisville City. If they see Atlanta United 2 getting a little hot under the collar, they're going to push that.
Good to see McFadden back out there very, very quickly.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was concern about a concussion situation. It was about potential bleeding.
Yeah. I mean, because when you make contact either just above the eye or in that cheekbone, there's not a whole lot there to prevent anything from happening once the skin opens up. And it could be very, very bloody very quickly. McMahon into the area, trying to get a little bit of space to come up with a shot. Sends it back out. Chipped in, over Bone, Openo, up and over everything with the left. So it'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2.
Stanley slow to react on McMahon coming forward. Atlanta United 2's in a tough spot right now. They've got to hold their line at the moment. They're getting pinned in deep and not able to really get out and play very much.
So deep in the corner, Caleb Wiley with a throw. Coming up on halfway through minute number 66. The one goal by McFadden back in minute 27 has held up so far in Jack Collison's debut as the head coach for Atlanta United 2. Benitez kept it. And it's going to go with Atlanta United 2. Last touched on the clearance by McMahon, working it down. Looked like the ball slipped out of Wiley's hands a little bit. Didn't get a whole lot on that. They'll try to keep control. Stanley tries to turn on McMahon. McMahon gets in the way there. Riley around Del Piccolo and Bone to space. Nice.
Beautiful from Will Riley.
Robbie Mertz. Mateus. He's got help to the right. Top of the area. Riley left it, thinking somebody was going to get there. And it was Lou City getting there. Chris Allen with the foul. Here comes a card. So Ruska will give the yellow to Chris Allen here in minute 67.
Chris Allen knows exactly what he's doing here as Lou City's building up a head of steam. Has to commit that foul and do it early enough that it doesn't turn into more trouble.
So Ruska puts the card back in the pocket. Alexi Suahi trying to direct a little traffic. Goes to the outlet, and Sean Tosh. Wiley, Connor Stanley, Will Riley looking for it. Matsoso gets there first. Allen gets there next and just clears it. Up and over Danny Cruz for a throw, middle third for Lou City. Sharpie, Suahi, and his pocket was picked, and a big whistle, and they're going to call the foul on Mateus. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Uh-huh. Where?
I really don't know. Mateus gets his boot in, pokes it away from Suahi, who then drags him down.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, it looks like Mateus got that clean and didn't make any contact with Suahi's foot. That is the most touch foul we've seen in this match.
Yes.
Very light. But again, Atlanta United 2 has to keep their heads. They've been in these situations before. Veteran teams do tend to get a lot of calls in the USL Championship. Young teams, the twos teams, do struggle in those moments because a lot of times they get very frustrated.
McCabe, Bone bumped off of it by Bauer. Nice there. Tries to spin away from McMahon. McMahon grabs and grapples. No whistle there.
McMahon grabbed Bauer and slung him down. It nearly created an opportunity for Louisville City.
Openo. Wiley gets under it. Not a whole lot of distance to it. Sent back center circle. Sean Tosh will try to calm things down a little bit to Matsoso.
Sean Tosh doesn't want to calm anything down right now. Louisville City's got the better of the play. They want to continue to put this young team under pressure.
Openo. McMahon. And McFadden will track it down.
Look, it's a great test for Atlanta United too in moments like this. They have to keep their heads. They have to find a way to play now where they're not going to have much of the ball the rest of the way.
Matsoso to Bone. As Openo to his right. Finds him. Wiley tracking. And Caleb Wiley nicely done again. Good chip work there to keep possession, to get it away from Openo. Benitez can't hang on to it. Sean Tosh will give to Suahi.
Caleb Wiley special, folks. Write his name down if you don't have it already.
McCabe, Openo, Bone looking to go on Allen. Allen's got to be careful now on a card. Bone, cut back. Del Piccolo blocked. McCabe with the header. Second chance. Sharpie, deflected. All the way through the 6. Everything's closing. Cleared and up and over. Another close call for Lou City, and it's still scoreless for them on the board.
McFadden with that huge bruise on his cheek. He had a block in that sequence. He clears it off the line. Atlanta United 2 is under all of the pressure imaginable right now, but somehow they hold on to the 1-0 lead.
Into the evening for Antoine Openo. Jimmy McLaughlin checking in for the final 20 minutes plus.
McLaughlin coming over to Louisville from Cincinnati. Had injuries the last couple of years, but McLaughlin is a dangerous player in the attacking half.
Throw for Atlanta United 2 here. McFadden. Up into the air, the big bounce, and a foul.
Mateus got shoved off there.
McLaughlin wondering what the call was all about from Chris Ruska. Mateus starts the play. Has to get out of trouble with Greg, who grabbed his jersey a little bit. Wiley keeps it from going out, keeps possession, gets around McCabe. Bumped over to Robbie Mertz. Stanley to his left. That's where it goes. Inside the area. Chipped in. Top of the 6th. Cleared by Lou City. McFadden tracking it down. Bauer. Gregg on him. And a foul.
Only 68% possession for Louisville City in the second half. Only 32 for Atlanta United 2. When they get their moments, they've got to create havoc like they did on this last sequence. Josh Bauer also at the end of it where it can turn over. Bauer is able to prevent that from happening and earn a free kick.
Landed a little funny on that left wrist, and you see him favoring it there as the play is sent toward Hubbard. Easy grab. The top of the 6.
Right side of Atlanta's back line. Not 100% at the moment. Bauer with the wrist, McFadden with the bruise on his face.
Picked off. Atlanta United 2 with a chance. Mertz off to the left. Has it now. Looking to go on Tosh. Top of the area, past Del Piccolo. Allen winds and fires over everything.
That's the right decision from Chris Allen, because at that moment, Atlanta United 2 can't let it get turned over and Louisville City break. Go for the long-range shot. If you catch it perfectly, then you're going to be on SportsCenter. Otherwise, it's a goal kick.
McMahon. Pressure there from Benitez to keep it in. Wiley.
Love the effort from Matias Benitez off the ball tonight.
Off of Matsoso. Allen. Mateus. The switch is there. Benitez. Driving on McMahon, right at McMahon. Wiley's got it now. Back out to Will Riley. Connor Stanley. Gets away from Matsoso.
This is great when Atlanta United 2 hasn't had much of the ball in the second half. Now when they get these opportunities to knock it around a bit, they have to take them.
Camden Feo with Gregg chasing. Up and over, flag is up. Fans follow Atlanta United 2 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Join the more than 12 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN+, and watch the USL Championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Matsoso. Sent forward by Suahi. Camden Feo is there. McFadden keeps possession to Wiley. 76th minute now. Gregg chasing Camden Feo, who'll send it forward. McMahon is there. Matsoso can't keep control. Chris Allen can. Sends it up and over with the left. Not enough on it. Sharpie.
Good idea, but not enough on that. It's a giveaway that Atlanta United 2 didn't need in that moment.
Tosh. Matsoso. McLaughlin. Sharpie on the overlap. And they say it's going to stick with Lou City. Last touched by Bauer. But Chris Rusko wants him to try it again. We also have another sub for Atlanta United 2. And that's the night for Will Riley after 75. AJ Fortune now in for the final 15 plus.
Riley created a chance with 17 of 20 with his passing. Struggled a little bit as the night went on when he had to sit deeper and defend. Johnny Fortune is a little more natural in that double pivot. Sitting deeper, getting a little more physical as this game has turned into that kind of fight.
Second appearance of the year for Johnny Fortune. Tyler Gibson also now in for Lou City, replacing Napo Matsoso.
Gibson's a great addition for Louisville City. I was a little surprised not to see him from the start tonight, coming over from Indy 11. Been a fixture in that holding midfield spot.
Another veteran presence out of Knoxville, Tennessee. 29-year-old. Call a foul in Atlanta United 2. And a card to Benitez. On the frustration there as he kicked the ball down to the other end.
Yeah, it's been coming. Benitez has had a couple of those moments off the ball. But it is worth pointing out that fouls are 13-12. Atlanta United 2's committed one more foul. They have 5 yellow cards to 1 for Lou City.
And the clear out by Gregg going up on the header for Camden Feo.
We'll get another look at it here. Gregg saying he didn't do anything wrong. Referee saying he got his arm out. He was motioning with the right arm. Take the look at it now.
Right there.
Yeah, the right arm's out, the right elbow's out, and that's a player on a yellow card in Kyle Gregg. Next with the jaw of Bradley Camden Feo.
Camden Feo wanted to show what Gregg did to Gregg.
He wanted to show it to Chris Ruska a little bit more.
Yep. It's Danny Cruz. Down 1-0 with 12 minutes plus to go. Hop over both players there on the joust, and Sharpie will throw it in.
Sharpie's helped solidify the back line for Louisville City. Atlanta United 2 hasn't been able to find that outlet down the right side as much.
Gregg tries to settle it. Del Piccolo gets there. Allen chasing. Corbin Bone in the middle. Back to McMahon. Work forward now. Sharpie. McLaughlin with the left blocked. Bicycle into a Johnny Fortune, and they're going to call a penalty.
Unbelievable. His hands are in front of him. His hands are in front of him as a bicycle kick is taken not even a foot away. What in the world is the call here? So let's get another look at it. His hand is up next to his face. It's right in front of him. I don't know really what else he's supposed to do. He's not making himself bigger there. All right. Saw it last week where a penalty late changed the game. This is a very, not quite as late penalty, but it definitely changes things. We'll see if Alec can make a big save.
Niall McCabe will take for Lou City here early in the 81st. Saved! Rebound saved again. Alec Can comes up huge.
Alec Can with a massive save, and then the better save on the second one.
Job's not done. Top of the area, turn. And a foul on Lou City.
Lou City wanted another handball in the box. They're not getting that one. Can gets the right hand down low with a brilliant save, but to get back to his feet and close that down on McCabe, that is amazing from Alec Can.
Alec Can comes up big in the 81st to preserve the 1-0 lead for Atlanta United 2.
Fight's not done yet, though.
The Johnny Fortune closing the ground on McLaughlin. Tries for the big switch. Camden Feo is there. McFadden tries to settle. Del Piccolo tries to shove him off the ball, and they're going to call a foul on Atlanta United 2. Set piece here for Lou City.
Dangerous set piece opportunity. McCabe is outstanding on delivery with these. Bone is with him as well. Tosh and Suwahi and Greg are all very difficult marks, along with Del Piccolo, who had the 2 goals in the opener against Atlanta United 2, one of them from a very similar situation.
All 6'1" or 6'2", Sinian can tracked it and cleared off the line again. Wind up fire blocked.
Beautiful delivery all the way to the backside, and it's headed back across off the line by a Johnny Fortune.
Tosh into the area, headed out. Sharpie gets there. Tried to send it back to the elbow. Here comes Atlanta United 2 in transition. Robbie Mertz gets past McMahon. Benitez can't hang on to it, hits him last.
Loose touch from Benitez. He needs to hold that one as Atlanta can get into the attacking half. Take the air out of the game a little bit.
McCabe, McMahon, Tosh. Mertz closes the distance a little bit. Greg to McCabe. McCabe in with the right. Over McFadden. Del Piccolo. And Can will get there. Eat up a little clock and pick it up.
Sounds like Efrain Morales is going to be checking in shortly for Atlanta United 2. He's a player who we've seen a lot in the holding midfield, but he's been a center back as well, and that's kind of where this game is going right now with Louisville City pumping in dangerous crosses and set pieces. Efrain Morales' size would be very useful at the moment.
McLaughlin trying to get there. Well done by McFadden to shield it. So it's a throw for Atlanta United 2. McFadden has Allen, gives to Mertz. Bauer chips it forward. But Lou City's going to get there first. Sharpie looking for a partner. Give to Suwahi, over to Tosh.
Sharpie won the wrestling match with Mateus.
Into the area, Can will get there.
Good win, Jim. Keep
Work
going.
a little more clock and pick it up.
Kyle, stay.
Hear the instruction there from Danny Cruz to hang tight. Sent out towards center line. Sharpie will throw it in. 5 minutes in stoppage to go. Atlanta United 2, headed away by Wiley for the throw. McMahon looking for a ball. Hanging on to that 1-goal lead from the goal in the 27th. Wiley to McFadden. Alec Can has come up big in his second start of the year for Atlanta United 2. Saving the McCabe penalty just a few minutes ago, saving the rebound after that. Up and over the top, looking for Del Piccolo. Camden Feo will clear. McCabe. The give there to Gibson. Back to Suwahi. Last touched by Mateus. It's going to be a throw for Lou City deep. And that's going to be the day for Robbie Mertz. Efrain Morales will check in. And Alex Garuba will check in for Matias Benitez as well.
Mertz got that early yellow card, but he was solid on the ball, created a chance today. Had a couple of interceptions. Morales will sit deeper, sit right between the two center backs, will drop into the back line as needed. Alexander Garuba, Kentucky native coming in from Center College. He's a dangerous player in the attacking half. He's going to be by himself, but he can make things happen solo 1v1 if he gets the chance.
Into Del Piccolo. In the corner, Bone dribbles out of a 2-on-1, sent in, headed up and over the bar.
Greg won that header in front of Camden Feo, but wasn't able to keep it under the crossbar.
Alec Can, halfway through minute 88. Up and over, there's your throw. Suahi. Brought in. Gibson and away.
Love the effort from Garuba tracking back. He takes that away from Gibson, and now Atlanta United 2 can take their time on the delivery here on a set piece.
Take another look. Wiley looking for Stanley. Ends up going out. It'll be a throw for Lou City.
One of the rare times Wiley made a mistake, gives it away a little cheaply.
Garuba chasing Bone. Suahi and Sharpie. They're going to go back to Hubbard.
Garuba's like a tiger let out of his cage, chasing down everything.
Gibson, Allen on him.
Garuba had to catch his breath. He did about 4 sprints, totaling about 80 yards.
Into the middle. Bone back and forth with Tosh. Gibson. Del Piccolo. McLaughlin. Looking to turn, send it forward with the left. Sharpie's there and cleared.
Morales in the right spot. No nonsense clearance.
McMahon. Gibson and Bone. McCabe, Wiley on him. Looking to send it with the left, picked off. Great presence there by Wiley. The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Allen sweeps it with the left. Tosh is there. Gibson now. Del Piccolo. Back to Tosh. McMahon. He's got McCabe to his right. 7 minutes added to the clock. Wow. Top of the area through McLaughlin and McFadden. Sharpie is there. McLaughlin with the right. Headed up in the air. Can was there to challenge as well. Gets back in and picks it up.
A little overly aggressive there on the first one from Camden Feo won it. Second one he's able to gather cleanly and take his time.
Able to get a bit of a smile out of that. Sends it forward high into the night sky. Wrapping up the first minute of the 7. McLaughlin. Allen closes ground. Del Piccolo tries to force it through. Bauer is there. Center circle. Picked off by Tosh and Gibson. Bone. Gibson gets it back. Sharpie. Dribbles into the middle. Del Piccolo. McCabe with a lot of room. Wiley marking him, scooped in, headed out by Camden Feo. Chip to the top of the area, back to McCabe. They'll recycle. Through and out. Swept in a third time. Allen will clear. McMahon is there.
Louisville City's pinned Atlanta United 9 deep inside the 18.
McLaughlin winds up deflected. Wiley will just clear it. Connor Stanley tries to get it to stay with him. It doesn't. McCabe. Bone over the bar. Two minutes done of the 7.
It's a lot of hard defending on their heels tonight for Atlanta United too. It's not the way that they want to play, but it's the way that good teams will make you play. Second half, Louisville City's had 69% of the possession. They've had 16 shots. Alec Cans made 4 saves in the second half alone. Not done yet.
Over Suahi, Garuba chasing Sharpie. Bauer, settled by Gibson. Trying to spring some offense, can't do it. Camden Feo will send it center circle. Big second hop by Tosh. Connor Stanley was closing ground. Atlanta United 2 with possession of Johnny Fortune. Camden Feo back to Can. Garuba was there with Tosh. Throw in Lou City.
Allen got in front of Bone there. Gives away the throw. Allows his guys to reset a little bit.
Gibson to Suahi. Allen in pursuit. Allen got a piece. It ends up with McLaughlin. McFadden knocks him off his feet. But a big head of steam by Sharpie here. Tries to work it in with the left. Sent in. Can is right on.
It's a nice recovery from Bauer. He got caught flat-footed on the heavy touch from Sharpie, the teasing touch. But Bauer was able to recover and just shepherd him wide. Didn't really give him a good look at a cross. Camden Feo was with Greg. Alec Can will take that all day.
Allen has Wiley to his left. Directs a little traffic, sends him forward. McCabe is chasing. Pokes it out. It's going to stick with Atlanta United 2. So
nice.
Coming up.
Nice from Wiley in that situation. Takes the throw. Again, allows his team to take a little time.
Morales back to Can. Greg in pursuit. Suahi holding Garuba. They're going to say that it was last touched by Garuba. It'll be a throw for Lou City.
Suahi just wrapped up Alexander Garuba there.
Jack Collison directing traffic. Coming up on 2 minutes to go from the scheduled 7 that were tacked on. Greg and a foul. And a yellow on a Johnny Fortune.
Fortune came in, got a decent bit of Greg at midfield. A lot of the ball, but he goes in with the leg extended, maybe showing the studs. It's the way he went in for the challenge more than the actual challenge.
Top of the area over McCabe. Wiley got his head on it. McCabe's going to have to track it down. They're going to call a foul on Wiley.
Oh, wow. That's an even bigger touch foul than we saw earlier. But that's a veteran in Niall McCabe. He knows that Wiley is chasing him at full speed. He just waits for the opportunity that he feels a hand on his back and he falls over. And it's a dangerous set piece with seconds remaining.
There's the end of it. Inside the last minute of the scheduled 7. McCabe with the right. Can tracking it. Far post, up and over. Corner. So Corbin Bone will set up the corner for Lou City.
Here comes Chris Hubbard.
Hubbard at 6'3". Hanging out top of the 6. Sent in up over everybody. Past Del Piccolo. Throw for Atlanta United 2. Should be one last act here by Caleb Wiley to get full points for Atlanta United 2 here. McCabe heads it out, and that'll do it. Tremendous performance by Atlanta United 2 in Jack Collison's debut as head coach. The Stripes come out with full points against a veteran Lou City side.
That is a season-defining kind of win for this young Atlanta United 2 squad. It's a win that they definitely wanted to give their new gaffer, Jack Collison, in his debut. It's also one that, I mean, has to harken back to all the work that's been put in by Tony Annan, by Stephen Glass in building this program. I don't know which one. I'm guessing Tony was here a little bit longer, so he's the godfather. I don't know what that makes Glassy.
Good.
But
the Conciliari?
The work they put in paid off tonight for Jack Collison in his debut, and he managed the subs really, really well. We talked about some of the instructions that were being given from the bench. Great performance, and it was a different kind of performance because it was a gutsy one for Atlanta United too.
And that's definitely the word. We'll come back and put a bow on it when we return to Fifth Third. Atlanta United 2, full points over Lou City, 1-0. We'll put a bow on it. Stick and stay. We'll return. You're watching the USL Championship on ESPN+.
BB&T and SunTrust are now truest, together for better.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
BB&T and SunTrust are now truest, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw, and this was a moment that happened just seconds ago with Jack Collison and Atlanta United 2 there in the center circle. A moment to talk about how gutsy tonight was.
It's a moment to build upon as well, because this is the kind of win that can build some momentum. What a night for Aiden McFadden. He gets the game-winning goal. He's got the shiner to show for his work tonight, but he put in a lot of hard work defensively. Aiden McFadden's just a few games into his professional career. Keeps playing like this, it's going to be a long career.
Great work from Caleb Wiley tonight. Great work from Aiden McFadden. He gets his 5th goal on the season, and you see the Stripes hanging out with the fans who are here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium in support of a fantastic effort tonight. Here's your last look at the match stats. What do we know after tonight?
Yeah, the stats are ugly. 7 shots on target for Lou City out of 23. Alec Can with the clean sheet, 7 saves, a couple of huge ones on the penalty and the rebound. Possession got way out of hand for Louisville City in the second half. They had almost 70% of it in the second half. Yellow cards, 5-1 for Atlanta United 2. We talked about that during the match. The fouls were very, very even. But all of those things that could have went against Atlanta United 2, that we've seen go against Atlanta United 2 in the past, didn't make a difference tonight. And the 2s come out of here with the 3.
First match as head coach of Atlanta United 2 is one I doubt Jack Collison is ever going to forget. Great work from a lot of folks across the board, and the Stripes get full points in a big Central Division matchup. Alec Can coming up big there to preserve the clean sheet. 1-0 your final score from Kennesaw. For Jason Longshore, I'm John Nelson. This is the ESPN Plus version of the USL Championship. We will see you midweek. Enjoy your night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.